everybody, Max Cavalera.
And Johny Chow.
We are Cavalera Conspiracy, and you are checking out Musica Metal. Oi!
You played very early this morning, so what did you at the how was the crowd?
It was good for being that early. It was like I came on the stage and said Buongiorno Italia, and it was like, you know, good morning Italy, you know. It was really early. It was one of the earliest shows I ever played, so it was really strange, kind of waking up. And actually I wake up and my wife told me in 1 hour you're on the stage, and I was like, wow, you know, just got up, you know. Didn't have time to have a coffee, you know. It was like straight from here to the stage. But I thought it was a good crowd, you know. I like the crowd. I thought we got them going by the end of the set.
Yeah, they were responsive. There were cheers, good cheers.
Yep, and there was a lot of people too, so I thought, because it was early, I was worried there would be nobody here, you know, it'd be only like 2 people in the crowd, but it was actually looked really good, you know, so it was cool.
Are you the kind of person that wake up early in the morning usually, or you like to sleep until late?
Me personally, I have a 5-year-old, so whether I go to bed at 2 in the morning or 5 in the morning, I'm usually up by like 8 o'clock, whether I want to or not.
I went to the phase when the kids were small, then I wake up early to take them to school. But now they're bigger, now I can sleep late. So now I sleep till like 12, 1 o'clock sometimes when I'm lucky. So it's good.
I can imagine it's very hard to wake up early to play a show usually.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was cool, you know. This was the second time actually. I did one time also with Soulfly, we played Pink Pop in Holland, and we went on at 11:30, which was also really weird, you know. Like, but you know, that's where they put you. You know, you gotta. It's in the schedule. You gotta do what it says on the paper, you know. So. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So your last album that has came out recently, you have chosen a more hardcore sound respect to the previous. So what can you tell me about it?
It's more aggressive, more raw, and it's also a combination, a little more combined with hardcore and metal together, like kind of beats of thrash metal, death metal, and hardcore, which is what we listen to, you know. So I think it's a lot of energy. It's an album that's full of energy and was recorded that way. I think we managed to really create a really heavy album that's full of energy all the way through, and it's also short, which I like that. I like that the album is not so long, you know. It's actually like 35 minutes, I think, so you can listen to it all the way through, and you can finish in one listening, you know. So I like that.
It's cool that way. It's like nothing worse than like going to see like one of your favorite bands and they're playing for 3 hours, and by like an hour and a half my feet are hurting and I don't want to watch the band anymore. Yeah. It's like, oh man, it's my favorite band, you know, and I don't want to watch them anymore. I like having it quick and fast, and you get to see it, you want more. You want to always like leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
I think that in a song you just need 30 seconds to convince the crowd, and you don't need a very, very long song. So do you think that this album can be an experiment to get shorter but have better results?
That's how the album started. The first half of the album was written like this. It was all short songs like Target, Torture, Thrasher, all with T though, but no, just a coincidence. And it felt really good writing those fast songs, but we needed more, so we added Genghis Khan and Kill Inside, which had more groove. So we needed some groove songs too, so we added some stuff too, so the album is a little bit more diverse. But I agree. I think, you know, I think when the punk scene came, it changed a lot of people. I think rock changed. Today punk came alive and showed everybody that in 1 minute and a half you could have a great song. That, you know, bands like Led Zeppelin were playing for like 10 minutes in one song, and then they have another 10 minutes of drum solo and 10-minute guitar solo. and punk came with a minute and a half riff, Ramones and Sex Pistols. It was like, oh man, that was great, you know. So we learned from that, you know.
And in the record there is also a feature of Roger Miret from Agnostic Front. So are you a friend of him, and how did you get in touch with him for playing?
I know him not that well. I jammed with him in Soulfly in the beginning of the 2001 or 2002 in Florida. I saw him, and we did Agnostic Front cover song. He came and sang, and then I haven't seen him in a long time, but when it came time to do the album, I was talking to Igor about the guest. I wanted to bring a guest to the album, and it was between him and John from the Cro-Mags, and I got the phone number for Roger, and I called him, and he was really into it. So it was really cool to have somebody that was, you know, very excited to be on the record, and I was a fan of me and Igor's work too. We knew about Sepultura and Soulfly and Cavalera Conspiracy, and we did great. You know, one day I picked a song for him. Lynch Mob was a really fast song, and he sang like old Agnostic Front lyrics and vocals. And to me it was really great, because to me it's like Roger is a little bit like the godfather of New York hardcore. You know, he's been there for a long time, from the beginning of the 80s. So without him there would not be Madball and Sick of It All, Gorilla Biscuits and Murphy's Law. So, you know, the originators. So it was awesome working with somebody that is that much of a, you know, exciting person, and have a history in the hardcore world like Roger does.
Are you personally interested in that kind of music, the New York hardcore scene, or?
I like all kinds of hardcore. I like European hardcore, Discharge, especially the 80s stuff like Discharge, GBH, English Dogs, UK Subs, the Finnish bands Ratus and Cows. Those are awesome bands. And I also like American hardcore too. Black Flag, Bad Brains. We ended up doing a Black Flag cover on Cavalera called Six Pack. Bad Brains, Dead Kennedys, and then of the hardcore, something that's really I like a lot too. Leeway, Madball, Sick of It All. They're all friends of ours. And there's a crossover, I think, in metal with hardcore that happened in the 90s. All these styles came together, and it was really cool to see those guys from those bands were into metal, and metal guys were into like Sick of It All. So there was a cool exchange of ideas and interaction between those bands. It was really cool.
You mentioned the Black Flag. So in my opinion, they are a band that make a revolution in both metal and hardcore and punk scene.
Yeah, Black Flag is actually Igor's favorite punk band, and it was his idea to do the cover of Six Pack, and I really like it. And what I like about Black Flag was they were really different, against the grain, because at that time all the punks had, you know, shaved heads and mohawks, and all the Black Flag guys had long hair. You know, they looked like hippies.
Leather jackets.
Like, you know, they look like Charles Manson. You know, which is great. You know, it's like totally like anti-punk. It was like a non-punk thing to do, but because of that, it was a punk thing, you know.